All right, crew, what do you think this is? All right, I'm only down to 20 on the sensitivity because you'll hear this in a second. Hear it? I want you to listen. Only painting right there. Turn 90. Still painting here. A lot of garbage. Sounds bad. What do you think? It's hard to pinpoint right here because it's just like but if I go where the tone is, that's how I work it with the E-trac. I want to go right here. So let's see what I got. We'll do a live dig and then we'll check it out here. I didn't notice how deep that was either. Based on the tone, it sounded like it could be about. Wasn't super strong. Probably about 7 inches, 6-7 inches. And I tell you, if this was a coin or a silver, this would be a big bonus for the Manticore. Porcelain, and I'm seeing iron. And iron. Yep, nail off to the side here. So yep. Yeah. So it had a good tone. It's in a lot of this EMI, but there you go. It's just it's going to be hard for me to justify digging a repeatable signal not showing iron on the screen. Not showing iron on the screen. Painting in the 94s, 95s, kind of up in the high 90s, high 90s. And this is what the result is. It's going to be hard for me to give this a pass, but we're hopeful. I was very hopeful on that. I'm always hopeful. But like some people out there, oh, this Manticore is killing it. Well, just not here. All right, crew, what is it? Tell you where it's painting. It's painting here, here, and here, and here. This is with discrimination on. Bouncing from 54 up to the 84, 90 degrees. Painting big time down here like bottle cap maybe. A little bit over here, another single dot, and sometimes in the middle top. Sometimes. Right when I go this way is this 90 degrees. It's all at the bottom. So that's what, big iron? Or When I go this way, 90 degrees, more here, middle there, and then over here. But when I do all metal, at the red line, this angle right here, I'm painting at the top. So, oh, I had to switch too. I had to switch to beach. I have a different discrimination pattern in the beach mode. It was able to cut out a lot of the noise. So it's a little bit more stable right now in this beach mode than it was in the general, being a little bit more wide open. It's just, so I'm gonna dig this, turn this down a little bit. This is where that switch between auto sens on the E-trac comes in really handy, because when it's really noisy and jumpy, you just hit that button to auto sens and it just calms it all, quiets it all down, and then back again and you're good to go. I don't like going down in my sensitivity, because then I forget when I'm done digging my hole to bring that back up. Anyways, I'm gonna turn this off, dig it, and I'll tell you what it is. Well, it's telling me that it's in the center of my plug, which is always a good sign. So let's see what this is. I mean, if it's painting on the bottom, kind of where it was at, I'm thinking bottle cap. But that little dot over on the far right, that's what's been getting me with this, is because it always has that little dot in the 80s, 90s, and then it'll paint somewhere else, but typically it comes out to be the other thing, you know, the iron. So, no, it's still in there, and now I'm right on top of it. This ground is, now this park right here, this is probably one of the oldest parks in Oregon City. I've been here numerous times and have not found anything but maybe one wheat penny and a hem weight and something else, and I don't remember what it's called. It was like a, I don't know, I called it an angel wing thingy, but I can't remember what it was called. Anyways, let's see what we got. This is pretty far down for a bottle cap in this old park. And I'm next to this old school, and oh, I think it's a big old piece of metal down there, or iron or something. Thought I hit it. Or I thought my fingertip went over it, but oh, look at that. It's a harmonica reed. Did you guess harmonica reed? I bet you didn't. But that's pretty cool though, in a small way, because it's a nice high conductive item, and it picked it up, whereas before with the E-trac I didn't dig this, but then on the E-trac it may not have sounded what I wanted. It might have been too messy. So, and this was painting low in one direction with a little bit of paint going straight up the middle and that dot going on this side, and then when I turned 90 degrees I was getting a little bit of paint up in there. So it's not really, I mean, iron, it's probably, since it's not corroded, it could be a little piece of brass. But yeah, and that was, so you know, that's fairly good size, thin but pretty good size, and that was down 9 inches. That was 9 inches. All right, well, I'm gonna keep going. I hate walking over these parks that I've hit so many times before and not, you know, some of these parks have not found anything because they've been hit so many times, but it's the only way that I'll know if this thing is worthy, if it's picking out anything extra. And I know a lot of that has to do with the person who's running the detector, but all I'm listening for is iffy tones. And that's all I ever do anymore in all these parks, is I listen for iffy tones. So anyways, keep going. So a lot of those signals that I've been recording are very iffy and very scratchy. Now this particular target is showing a 3 and 4 bar depth, and of course there's gravel. Of course there has to be gravel, and this is probably the best, one of the better signals that I've actually ever really gotten in an old place. This was bouncing in and around the mid 80s, staying in and around the mid 80s to high 80s, so about 85, 88, and with some depth. I mean, this is a potential good. I mean, it wasn't scratchy. I noticed, when you hear a lot of my signals and you're listening to my recording, I am running right now, I think, recovery 6. Have you noticed that the higher the recovery you go, the scratchier everything sounds? Everything is chopped. It's like staccato. It's very chopped up, very short notes. So if you do have a lot of chatteriness going on when you're hearing, you check your recovery because it might be a little high. If it's high, it'll be very chattery. If it's, if you could actually, I could turn my recovery down. A lot of my chatter goes away. Not all of it, but a lot of it does. So, it's not very deep. In the sidewall. So, I'm not sure what we got. Oh, it's very shallow. See, again, there we go again, right? 3 bars. I got 3 depth bars in one direction, 4 in another. And it is only about 2 inches down. There it is. But look, it's on edge. So, what they say about coins, of course you guys know, coins on edge will lose depth. So that was almost straight up and down. So, straight up and down coin and on edge, and giving me, like I said, those pennies are going high. It's just a memorial. Stinking Lincoln. Gosh, what a hope breaker. Well, I think this is a wheat cent. It was down 7 inches, so down. It looks almost like it's in a bed of like iron, but my detector is still chattery, and this wasn't coming in very good. Coming in like a lot of the other signals I get, where it's kind of a little clucking high-low sound, and I'm using the 5-tone regional right now, my setup. So, but it was repeatable, and but it just didn't sound the greatest. Interesting. I dig a lot of these. They always end up being iron. This was, ended up being a coin. So, and it was painting in the middle of the screen. So imagine my screen here. It was painting like up in here, and there's always that dot over here, and it seems like there's always something in the top middle. It's just, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. Just needs an update, huh? All right, well, got another weedy. And this was about 6 inches down. The other weedy was just over here. And scratchy. Still repeatable. I mean, I like these 2 targets because they were less scratchy. More good tone, both going direction. But scratchy, bouncing, but floating around that 70s range, mid 70s. All right, well, here's a target that I kind of disturbed because I've already dug the plug and tried to put it back down in. I want you to see if you can hear the tones and guess what it is. This is going to be, I'm going to do these really quick. This is 5 all region, my setup. This is 1 region all tones. And this is the 5-tone, my setup. Numbers. See, it's painting across here, mid 80s, 91, will admit, this is painting across here, and you still got that static in there. I will admit that when I had this in my headphones, it's very scratchy. I really got to try the headphones plugged in, because I think the Bluetooth in the headphones is maybe causing the scratchiness. It's rough, but it's a nice, good little high toner. Anyways, I didn't dig it. It's silver, and so on my first silver, and it's pretty exciting. It's not really deep though. It shows about 3 bars on there, but it was right there. That's why I tried to flip it over, because I pulled it up and I saw it was buried, so I tried to put everything back nice the way it was. But I distributed the ground a little bit. I just want to let you know that was scratchy, scratchier. There it is. That's what I've been missing for so long. Right there. Oh, I just love that color. And it's a Merc. And anyways, it was scratchier with the headphones on. I do need to plug the headphones in and see if the signal is a lot better, because it seems to be better out, not when I'm going with the speaker here, it sounds better than it does up here, which is usually the other way around. Usually it sounds better in the headphones and worse on the speaker. But anyways, I am just super excited. So far at the old school here, I got 2 wheats and this Merc. Just a typical 45, it looks like. All right, I'm not a virgin anymore. Well, I'm almost at the end of my grass, and I got another Wheatie. It's not that bad. 3 Wheaties. Not bad at all. The place that's dead of targets is the park. And the school where I found the silver and the 3 Wheaties is an area that I actually haven't hunted as much as I have hunted the park, because the park you can hunt during school times, and then school, and plus they've got like no trespassing signs and stuff everywhere. So the school has changed hands many times. So sometimes it's public, sometimes it's private, sometimes it's something else. So getting in there to detect it is hit and miss. I'll take this though. A couple more, maybe there's another silver hiding in this little patch of grass right here. All right, so this is another, like on my little battery here, this is another 3 hours on this guy. This is awesome. So I just pushed the button down there on my little battery, and the little last one is flashing. So it might be dead or still running, but it's not charging anymore. But anyways, that's pretty good. I'm really liking this.